How do long-distance relationships last?
With a heck of a lot of communication.
Yeah, they can last. I'm just not sure how.
It does take a lot more effort.
I think it will be awful.
Can you make a long-distance relation work? I had one.
I'm actually in a long-distance relationship at the moment.
My mum and dad had a long-distance relationship.
25 years ago that was. So did it work? Well, I guess I'm sitting here to say that it did.
My sister and brother-in-law had a long-distance relationship and they wrote to each other every day.
Before we were married, my wife and I had a long-distance relationship.
I was personally in a long-distance relationship for 4 months and it ended up that we're now married, so they work.
It's probably a really good thing for a lot of relationships.
Yeah, I think long distance is really good in the way that you communicate more.
But let me tell you, it's very expensive.
They're now together, married with 4 kids, and they're the happiest, most influential couple I have in my life.
My opinion is that while long-distance relationships might not be fun all the time or easy,
You need to almost go out of your way more to make sure that you keep that connection alive.
You don't have, that physical temptation all the time. So you're able to talk more, you communicate more about things. So I think you actually grow closer in a way because you're talking all the time.
distance to love is like wind to flame. It makes the small ones go out and it makes the big ones get bigger.
Absence makes a heart grow fonder or out of sight, out of mind.
It's a lot easier in some ways than what it used to be.
But boy, they've got to be difficult. It's got to be tough. I mean, any relationship, the key to any relationship is
Communication.
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 Communication is a really important aspect of maintaining a relationship, not just starting a relationship, but maintaining it.
Telling each other what they've been up to. My brother-in-law wrote songs for my sister at the time.
You have to have a far better form of communication when you're not physically together face to face.
Keep each other up to date with where you're at in life.
Honesty is very important because you're not actually with them all the time.
But I think the relationship is under a lot of strain.
You have to use a lot of trust. You've got to trust that they're being honest with you because you kind of only go by what they tell you and what they say.
But can they work? Absolutely. But it's just, it's very difficult, I think.
Because I've seen some friends that have done the long distance thing across countries.
Being quite some distance apart, we knew that God was a part of that relationship, and it was because He was an integral part of it and continues to be. We were able to trust one another when we were apart.
If they're the one that God's chosen for you in a long-distance relationship, well, nothing will stand in your way, whether it is the long distance or whether it's health issues, money or whatever.
We were able to know with assurance that we were intended for one another because we knew that He gave us the strength to see it through.
And of course, if you can, see each other as much as you can.
We spent a fortune.
I think it could totally work if people were committed to it, and if it was really love there and it was meant to be, I think you could find a way through it.